All right, so gatekeeping for protection. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Remain quiet. Now, I used to be the type of person, you guys, where I would talk so much. I would go into social situations in the workplace, at church, at social functions, and I would just be a blabbermouth about my life, about my situation, about what's going on with my life. I would just keep going on and on and on and on, and just leaking many details about myself, leaking many details about my life, leaking details about my projects and my plans. And gatekeeping for protection is learning to just be quiet and remain quiet. Try to develop a more quiet personality, not rude and standoffish, but just quiet, where you're just like a quiet person. You're remaining quiet. You're not talking too much about yourself. You're not talking too much about what you do, who you are, where you go, what your aspirations are. You're just keeping it quiet. You learn to observe more than you speak. Allow other people to lead the conversation. One psychological tactic that I've learned is I put the spotlight on other people. And even if I'm not interested, I act super interested in what they're saying, just to keep the spotlight on them, to avoid them for asking me questions about myself, because I know that I want to gatekeep. So I kind of keep the spotlight on them. So me giving them the opportunity to continuously talk about themselves is great. So that's why I believe in learning to observe more than I speak, and just allowing other people to lead the conversation so the spotlight is on them. I don't like having attention drawn to myself. I don't like the ideal of constantly having someone, developing interest in what I'm doing or anything like that. So I prefer to keep the spotlight on them. So that's a huge part of gatekeeping for protection, is to just observe more than you speak. And when that person speaks so much, they'll begin to drop little footnotes or little clues about who they are. And then that way you'll be able to know if you can trust that person or not. Because if you're too busy talking, you're not watching, so you're not picking up on certain things. So learn to observe more than you speak. Allow other people to lead the conversation. Keep your interest on them so they don't ask questions about you. That's literally the psychology of it. Like, as long as you look interested in what they're saying, even if you're nodding and smiling and you really honestly don't care, like what I do, at least you're keeping the attention on them so they don't turn around and grow interest in your life. The next thing is, don't share super intimate details about yourself. For example, your sex life, your love life, your money life, your dreams, your aspirations. I meet so many women who talk to other women about their sex life, and they talk to other women about how good their man is in bed, and they talk about how much sex they're having, and they talk about their love life and how amazing their boyfriend is, or how amazing their husband is. They're talking about how much money they just made on a deal. They're talking about their dreams and their aspiration and what they're trying to do next year. And honestly, it's dangerous, you guys. It's really dangerous to sit there and talk to people about the things that make you happy, because some people don't like seeing other people happy. Some people don't like seeing other people joyful. Some people, they like to see you sad. They like to see you depressed. They like to see you broke. Okay, they like to see you loveless. They like to see you not in a relationship. They like to see you single. There are some people that makes them feel more comfortable when you're not in a happy space, because it makes them feel happier about the space that they're in. So I think it's important to be careful to not share those little intimate details about yourself, because there are some people in life where they may not have a lot of money, and you share about your money and they're like, oh wow, props to you, like teach me the ropes, like all good vibes. And there are some people who are like, oh, well, if this is how she's making all that money, well, I'm going to go out of my way and try to put a stop to that. I'm going to go out of my way and make some calls and call certain people to ensure she loses that job. There are people who will react that way, which is why I say you have to gatekeep. For example, in the past, when I would work for corporate jobs would always tell me, well, I don't understand how you've worked for so many corporate jobs and you don't have a LinkedIn account. And I would tell them honestly, listen, I'm a very, very private person. I think it's strange that people post where they're working online on a public platform where other people from other jobs and other employers can see it. I think that's really weird. It just takes one phone call for someone to call up the company that you work for and put one bad word in on you and get you fired. Like that, there are people, it's never happened to me, but I'm just saying there are people, you guys, who will go to that extent to sabotage your life. So no, I don't have a LinkedIn account. I'll never have a LinkedIn account. I don't want a LinkedIn account because I don't need people knowing where I work. I think it's very, very, very dangerous to do that. Same thing with men and dating. No, I won't post my man online. I won't post him on Snapchat. I wouldn't have a YouTube video with him in it because I know that there are people out there in the world who don't want to see you happy and they don't want to see you smiling with a man. Before you know it, you post your guy on your YouTube video that you're having fun with. Now this person goes, visits that lady and starts sending bad energy to your relationship to separate you guys. Like there are people like that in the world. I think the biggest misconception that people make is trusting that everyone's good and trusting that people like that out there like that don't exist, and they do, which is why I always tell you guys, gatekeep, 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 gatekeep. Don't open up your life to anyone, even if you feel like this person's nice, even if you feel like this person is trustworthy. It's great that you feel that way. However, just because you feel that way doesn't necessarily make it true, doesn't necessarily make it valid. So because of that, you have to gatekeep anyways to protect yourself from outside. People can't attack what they don't know about. Because the minute they find out, if that person genuinely has ill will towards you, they can now do what needs to be done to get in the way of that. And sometimes a person doesn't really even need to do anything. Sometimes their negative energy towards you is enough. I remember I had this one girlfriend when I was in college. She was very, very envious of me. And every time I would tell this girl about something good that was going on in my life, for some reason, it would go downhill within a couple of hours. It's not that she's necessarily doing anything. It's just her negative energy towards me and not wanting me to advance is what was causing those things to go down. Which is why I stopped telling her things. Which is why I stopped telling a lot of people things. You guys, I don't really tell people things. I don't really, even my own family, I don't talk to my family about my personal life. I don't talk to them about who I'm dating or money or advancement or opportunities. I don't talk to people about things like that. I'm very, very private about my life. I gatekeep a lot because I don't know people's hearts. I don't know what's in their hearts. I don't know what they genuinely think about me. I don't know what they genuinely feel about me. So I have to gatekeep for that reason alone. Don't share intimate details about yourself. Don't share who you're working with or what you're working on because you never know. Like I remember I told you guys the type of business that I work in, which again, I won't mention because this is a public platform, but the type of business that I work in, it's a relationship business. You have to build relationships with clients. And for some reason, there was a time my Facebook was synchronized with my Instagram. And my old Instagram, not the one I currently have. My old Instagram had a lot of weird girls on there, had a lot of shady, weird people on there from my past, just a lot of weird people from my past. And for some reason, my Facebook uploaded this good triumph that I had and synchronized it to my old Instagram. And it was on that Instagram page for days. And it's not until I'm like, oh, let me log in and see what's going on with my old Insta. I see all these posts of all my accomplishments. And I'm like, oh my God, like I literally almost collapsed on the floor. I'm like, this is my old Instagram. This is the one with like all those weird old friends I used to have. All those weird stalker vibe people were still on there. Like now they're great. Like now they're seeing what I'm working on. So now I know that their first intention is going to be to try to ruin what I have going on. I know that for a fact. And there was a event that I was going to go to or something for work that I had to show up to where there was a weird hater who sent one of her spies to try to show up to the event. And it's not until I call the person and I'm like, okay, who are you? Do you have a license? Like, who are you? How did you find out about this? Because that's how I am. I'm very stern with certain things, and I'm very cutthroat because I know the type of world that we live in. And I know that if you let someone catch you slipping, you're going to fall and you're going to bust your ass if you're not careful with people. So that person ended up not being able to come to that event because I caught them and I didn't know who they were. I didn't know who sent them. I don't know who they came from, where they came from, and I wasn't going to allow any nonsense. So that person actually stopped texting me because they didn't have a relevant reason as to why they were going to show up, because they have nothing to do with that field. So that was just like a hater sending a spy. Okay? So that's why I say you guys have to gatekeep. Don't post where you work. Don't post what you do. Don't post where you go, because there are people waiting on the sidelines from years ago. 5, 6, 7 years ago, who still make it their business to keep up with your life, and who still make it their business to try to follow you on a fake page. So that's why you have to gatekeep for protection, so that you can protect yourself. You can protect your livelihood, You can protect where you're going. Even when you're posting a guy that you like you don't know what's going to happen. You don't want to get set up. So definitely keep quiet about that. The next thing for the art of gatekeeping is to never share who your lover is online, ever. I would never, even a husband, I wouldn't even post my husband on the internet. I would never give anyone the opportunity to know deep details about my life. I would never showcase my next plan or what I plan on doing. Some women crave to be you guys. Some women are obsessed with you. Some women watch your every move. They literally want to live in your body. That's how obsessed they are with you. They want to be you so bad. So every time you showcase what you plan to do next, they'll try to steal it. They'll try to go after what it is that you want to do because they want to be you. So keep a small, tight circle, or no circle at all. Me, I have no circle at all at the moment, and I'm pretty happy with that. Or keep a small, tight circle of women that you genuinely trust, that genuinely love you, and that are genuinely on the same good vibration as you. It takes one bad connection to ruin your reputation and everything you have worked hard for. Just one simple bad connection can come in and destroy your plan. So please, you guys, be careful with what you're posting. Avoid LinkedIn, over posting on Instagram, anything that creates a trail for your fans, anything that would create a trail for someone to keep up with you. There are even so many influencers who are going online and having their platform under their real name. I would never have, a lot of people on my YouTube, you guys may think Mel's my name. That's not my name. That's a fragment of my name. That's not my name. I would never post my full name online where someone is able to Google me, research me, and find out information about me. I don't live my life that way. So that's not even near what my real name is. It's not even near it. My real name, you would never figure it out. It's not Melanie. It's not Melissa. It's not Melania. It's nowhere near that. And I purposefully do that. And I purposefully carry myself that way because I have to protect myself. Okay? I remain trailless. I don't leave a trail behind for people, and neither should you guys. Have a delete me account. It's only $10 a month. No one will have access to you personally. Do you know that some of you guys who have your personal names on these platforms, that people can Google you and find where you live and find where you work and find your children's name and find where they live and find your parents' name and find where they live? That's super, with my work, I can easily find where someone lives. It's so easy for me, and I have the access, and this is public records that I don't even have to pay for. So that's why I said never post your full name on your social platforms. Be very vigilant about that. If you are interested in a person, a business deal, an opportunity, don't discuss it. Never sit with someone and say, oh, hey, by the way, I'm about to open a nail bar. I'm about to open a nail shop, and I'm going to work with Jonathan, Jason and David to figure this out. It takes one phone call for that person to go call that David person and say, oh, don't work with her, and make up some lie about you that doesn't even make sense. And now all of a sudden David's MIA. I'm telling you guys this because it's happened to me before, which is why I'm so careful about what I share. The minute you share something, it's no longer a secret, and it can be used against you at any time. Your whereabouts are not up for discussion. You know what I mean? Like, you meet people who may try to get nosy and be like, oh, where were you on this day? Or where were you on that day? Or how are you feeling? Or where did you go? Or where do you like to go? Like, it's really none of their business. Your whereabouts are not up for discussion. Your personal life is not up for discussion either. Like, don't share your next step, you guys. Just stop announcing things and just do what needs to be done. Okay, I've been taught that from a very young age. You guys know, like I said, I come from an island family. I've been taught from a very young age to be careful about where you go. Don't share what you're going to do until it's done. Don't leave a trail. Don't ever leave your clothing behind at public places. You know, when you go and you get your hair done at a salon, bring your own comb. Don't leave locks of your hair with people. Like, be very, very cautious. If you're on your menstrual cycle, don't go to someone's house and, you know, bring a Ziploc bag. Don't leave your menstrual cycle blood around so people have access to it. Like, you guys have to gatekeep. Like, this is real life. You have to live your life like Beyonce. Oh my God, I always tell you guys that. But seriously, like, trail free. No trail, you know, like, don't give anyone the opportunity to one up you or get up on you in any way. So I hope this voiceover on how to gatekeep helped you guys, and please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.